Guys, what's up? Ross Christofoli here from Leadcarrot, and thank you for becoming a user. We're excited to get you into our platform, and my goal of this video is to get you up and running quickly, help you get a quick lay of the land. We're still working on getting all of our little onboarding things worked out where it says click here, do this, do that, and so I wanted to make a video to make sure that you get in and you understand how everything works. But before we get started, one of the quick things that I want you to do is go into Facebook, type in Leadcarrot Official, and go ahead and join this group, because as you have questions, you can put this in this group and we will be able to get to them, answer them for you very quickly. Also, we always have a chat tab in our software, and at any given point you can do a chat with our team and ask us questions, and as long as it's not like 4 in the morning, we're going to get back to you really quickly. When you first log in, you're going to go to your dashboard. Now, this is a demo account, so we don't really have any data on the dashboard. We just have a bunch of populated information. But what you would see in here would be your sales, pipeline, your conversion rates, any activities that you may have, etc. And you can click on this and basically change to see the reporting based off the pipeline that you're in. You can also export that report into a CSV format by clicking this button right here. On the next page that you get into, you're going to see any deals that you end up having that populate here. Now, you might have these coming in from inbound ads, which would be through the Zapier integration, or it could also be stuff that you've generated from right here in the lead finder, and it could also be somebody that you manually entered just by clicking the little plus sign there below. Now, in each pipeline stage, you're going to notice that there's a gear wheel. Those gear wheels are not just pretty toys, but if you click on them, you can actually set up your automations. What that means is when a deal hits that stage, it's going to fire off the automations that you have within that stage. So right here, I have it set up to where it sends a text message right out of the gate, and then it moves them to the next deal over. So that way it pulls them out of any sequences that I might have thereafter if I wanted to, although it wouldn't really make sense to do it thereafter, but at least it keeps my pipeline clean. Then when they respond, it's going to take us over here into a chat room where we're actually going to be able to have a chat with your conversation with people into a texting. And you'll notice that this looks a lot like Facebook. So it looks a lot like their Facebook platform. We designed it to look that way, so that way it would be comfortable for you. You would know how to navigate it. Under the list, it's just going to be the general list of people that you have in your program or in your software. And then you have your activities. We don't have any activities scheduled here, but let's say that there was a random deal. We'll just pick one here. And let's say we have this random deal going on here and I want to schedule an activity. I can go add activity, schedule it. And when I do, I'll just put 1, 2, 3. When I create this activity, it's going to populate here. So now I know I have an activity. It also puts it on the dashboard. So that way I have an activity here. When it's done, I can just mark this as done, and I'll be able to know that that task has been completed. This works really good for onboarding, etc. Under teams, this is where you would do two things. Set up your own team, and then you can put users within that team. Or you can set up, let's say you're an agency and you landed a client and you want to give them their own pipeline, but not let them see all the other stuff. You could you just click create team. So it would be Dr. So-and-so or whatever. And then when you add them as a team, you just make sure that you give them only access to the pipeline you want them to see. And then you give them the permissions that they are granted. So in this case, it would be like user permissions. But what you would want to do is I'm going to show you how to set up those permission groups in a little bit. Marketplace is a spot where you can go to actually order services from us. So like if you have a local business and you want to get all your list building and links, you can do that. We have a couple other cool little reporting softwares in here: reputation management, social media marketing, Google ads, Facebook ads, video marketing, a bunch of cool little things that you can utilize within there. Then you can do a lead search. Now on the lead finder, what you're going to want to do is just type in the category and the city. In the future, we are going to be adding a bulk search option. Right now, you do it city by city. I have this search entire state, but that cost us a lot of money if we were to let everybody do that. So we're not going to do that right now. But we are going to be putting a bulk search in here. So depending on when you're watching this, you may already see a bulk search in the very near future. Then what you do is you can just literally click this, and you can either push it to a pipeline, which I just showed you guys where the pipeline is. So you can choose a pipeline, you can put a deal value to it, and when you hit push, it takes about 2 to 3 minutes, but then it pushes all those deals over to a pipeline. If you put in a deal title, it's going to put it right in front of it. So if I were to put, like, for instance, MIL for Milwaukee, it'll send MIL, and then it'll put that in front of all the business names in the pipeline. If you put a deal value, it's just an estimated value. You can raise it or lower it as you're doing business. If you're exporting this into a CSV, you literally just click this and it's going to put it into that format for you. If you're running Google ads or YouTube ads and you want to create a custom audience, you can click on this, and it's basically just going to pull all the URLs and separate them by a comma. And then you can select all, you can do filters, you can, hide emails, etc., so forth. If you've got current deals that you're wanting to import into your pipeline, you can do that here. The way that you do it is rather easy. We're just going to go in here and grab a random deal. So I'm just going to take this and import this into here. Go ahead and hit next. I always click first row as header. We'll do webinar demo, and then all you're doing here is matching these things up. So all you have to do is say, okay, person, actually I'm going to put full name, person's full name, business's address. So now we're back over here. So we'll put organization address, category, etc. You get the point. And then what you do is you just hit next, and it's going to import them all into those fields for you. So it gives you a great overview as to how the main features here work. Now let's dig into the automations, making sure you set up your integrations and all that right. If you click on this little carrot here, you've got a whole little array of tabs. So you're going to see the personal settings. Billing is where you go if you want to cancel your account. So don't just send an email saying cancel my account. Go in here, click billing, do it. Go to change company if you're swapping in and out of companies. Most of you guys won't have to deal with that. If you want to become an affiliate, you want to promote Leadcarrot, you can do that. You could get 25% every single month when somebody signs up under your link. Carrot U is changing, so we're not going to dwell on that, but it's essentially just training videos on how to utilize Leadcarrot that's coming. And then here in our company settings is where we're going to go. And in company settings, you got manage users, which is going to be where you can put anybody that you want in there. Manage pipelines, which is going to be all of the pipelines that you've set up. Global settings, and then your integrations page. So when you set up an integration, all you have to do is you click on the integration. You're going to add in, the name of it. I typically put like the phone number or the city name here. And then you put your Twilio account SID, your Twilio authentication token, and then your Twilio phone number, and you just hit new. If you don't have a Twilio account and you click this, you can sign up for a free Twilio account. So just click that little button, new. If you do have one, just click on this tab, and it's going to take you right to the settings pages that we want you to have. If you're not logged in, it's going to take you to a login page. So that's how you set that up. As far as your API key, so like let's say for instance you're wanting to go set up on Zapier, what you're going to want to do is go in here to the API key. If you need an invite to Zapier, you can just click this little button right here. Say, hey, I need the link for the invite to Zapier. We'll send you that link. And then what you do is you go over here, you just click in a new API, and then as you add the app, you're going to just click this URL, put that in there, and now you're all linked up. Everything's ready to go. My suggestion would be go ahead and set up your Twilio right away in your API key. Now, I need to show you something when you get into your Twilio account. So when you get into your Twilio account, you're going to need to change the return message webhook. So I'm just going to choose a random phone number here, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and you'll notice that down here it says messaging. When a message comes in, and it shows the webhook, and then it gives you this post right here. This link you can request in the actual chat. We can send that to you. Otherwise, I'll have this set up in an automation in an email to make sure that you get this email on how to do this, because we already have support documentation with this link in it. What this allows you to do is receive messages back in Leadcarrot. You can send messages all you want without adding that, but you're not going to get messages back if you do not set this up. So you want to make sure that you have that set up. So my recommendation is set up your integration with Zapier right away and set up your Twilio integration. Then go set up your pipelines. Make sure that you get up your stages. I'll even give you guys some examples here. I like to do, I'll do one that's a little bit more simple. Here it is. I like to set mine up like this: lead in, contact attempt, contact made, pending, deal one, deal closed. The reason I like that is because I want my lead in column completely clean. I want my contact attempt to be where I move people that I couldn't get a hold of, and then I can move forward that way. You can drag these around. You can reorder however you want, and you just need to make sure that you have your key indicating triggers, which is just these little check boxes, set where you want them, so that way later on you can have some accurate reporting. Well, guys, that is our introduction into our Leadcarrot CRM. I hope you enjoy it. Actually, one last thing, permission groups. If you're wanting to set up permission groups for clients, you could literally name one client, and then you just choose all the things you want them to be able to see. And then when you set that up in Teams, you'll be able to choose the permission group that you set right here. You guys have an amazing day. If you have any questions, there's this tab down here, and we're always just one click away. Thank you.